call to order the regular meeting of the West Valley City Council. We welcome you all here tonight. We note that we have 5 council members present. We have council members Stephen Vincent and Tom Hune who are excused. We will begin tonight with an opening ceremony, and as we traditionally do, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance, but it's great to do it right after the 4th of July. And then also West Valley just completed a very successful event over at our Centennial Park with the Walnut Hills, a 50% or half-size replica of the Vietnam Memorial back in Washington, D.C. And many people enjoyed that over the holiday weekend, and so a very successful event. With that, we'd invite you all to stand and join us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We next have our special recognitions, which usually mean noting if there are any scout groups here, but I get the last 2 weeks we haven't had any. Interesting. They must all be taking the summer off. Next on our agenda is the approval of the minutes from June 28th. To the council then for a motion on the minutes.
Mayor, I move for approval of our minutes from June 28th.
We have a motion, a second?
Second.
Okay. Before us, any comments? They okay as are? Seeing no comments, we'll place that for a vote. All in favor of approving the minutes of June 28th, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes unanimously. The minutes are approved. Next, we go to the awards, ceremonies, and proclamations part of our agenda. And it's my opportunity tonight to recognize Dulce Ramirez. If you would please stand. Thank you. And while you're standing, I'll read the recommendation or nomination for tonight. Dulce constantly goes above and beyond her normal duties and exemplifies total customer service in our Treasury Division. And for this reason, I would like to nominate her for Employee of the Month. Dulce goes above and beyond her normal duties on a daily basis. But I've been especially impressed with her abilities this last month. One of Dulce's co-workers recently went on an extended vacation, and Dulce has stepped up and taken on many of her co-workers' duties to ensure that the Treasury Division and the city continues to run smoothly. In addition to these duties, Dulce has been handling tickets for the EAC, Employee Association. This increases her workload tremendously as employees rush to buy tickets for events, but Dulce has handled this added pressure with a positive attitude. She is always willing to help with whatever the rest of the finance department or the EAC needs, and she increases our department's morale with her fun attitude and willingness to help. As a Treasury employee, Dulce often deals with irate citizens. She resolves these types of situations accurately and efficiently while being exceptionally friendly to citizens. The customer service people receive from Dulce, the customer service that people receive from Dulce exemplifies the values of West Valley City, and she is a fantastic representation to the public of the Treasury Divisions and the city's commitment to its citizens. Thank you very much, and we invite you to come up and Did you get a picture of her in front here?
I will
Get
one right now.
Yeah. Get all these.
Don't worry about the envelope, I've got it out of the shot.
All right.
Congratulations.
Okay. Thank you. And next we have Division of the Quarter Award for the Justice Court. Councilman Bueller.
Thank you, Mayor. The Justice Court Administration Department is the Division of the Quarter, and I'll read the nomination. In late 2011, the Justice Court started to scan paperwork and files into SIRE. The vision was that as cases were scheduled for court, the files would be digitized, and that would produce a gradual turnover to electronic files. In 2013, the decision was made that we would no longer produce hard files for cases and that all paperwork would be scanned. As of February 3rd, 2016, all case files were scanned into SIRE. It's impossible to know the exact number of files that have been scanned, but it's tens of thousands. Between scanning documents into SIRE and also into Chorus, the court's case management system, we have scanned and uploaded well over 650,000 documents. The court no longer has any stored case files. All paperwork filed with or produced by the court is scanned into SIRE or Chorus. This project took the better part of 5 years to complete, and all clerks have worked on scanning, indexing, and verifying documents. Having documents and case files a click away has helped us serve the public and process court cases more efficiently. With having immediate access to various court documents, we are able to assist the public in a more efficient manner. Questions are answered and problems resolved more timely and satisfactorily, not having to track down hard paper files. While countless hours have gone into scanning the backlog of case files and documents, many more hours of clerk time will be saved by eliminating the need to file away paperwork in its appropriate place. We'd like you all to stand and then come up and shake our hands, and congratulations on your good work.
Thank you. Good job.
Thanks.
Glad you got it all taken care of.
Thank you. Good job.
So now you have a picture, all of you up here.
Just gotta go around with a reflection on that. You'll hold that. There we go. No, we got a little black.
Thank you. Next on our agenda is our public comment period. And since I have no sheet, no one signed up for it. So there are no public comments. Seeing none, we'll move on. Any comments from our city manager?
Not tonight, sir. Thank you.
Council members? Okay, then we'll go on to our resolutions.
Congratulations.
We start with Resolution 16-106. This is to authorize the execution of an amendment to a development agreement with Oakwood Homes. This is property at 5610 West, 5400 South. And these changes, they've been already building there and want to market to, I guess, a kind of a different market. All of the townhomes will now have 2-car garages, larger 3-bedroom units, basements, and improved architectural items along with it. So looks like it will be very positive. This is the item that is before us. We mentioned, if someone's listening in, that we have reviewed these items in a previous study meeting. So that is the introduction to the resolution. With that introduction then, we'll turn to the council. And I'm turning and turning.
Mayor, I'll move for approval of Resolution 16-106.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This resolution is properly before us. Any further comments? Seeing none, we will turn to our city recorder for the roll call vote.
Councilwoman Lang?
Yes.
Councilman Bueller?
Aye.
Councilman Christensen?
Yes.
Councilman Nordfeld?
Yes.
And Mayor Bigelow?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Now we go to Resolution 16-107. This is a contract that we are entering into to approve the purchase of what is called EMC data backup. Okay, something might just a little awry there. Okay. There. I have to double click at a certain speed or it doesn't work. This particular contract we are going into with a new organization. There is a thing called FIPS, F-I-P-S 140-2 encryption certification that is required for our criminal justice system. The current company we were with, although we requested it, made a determination they would not change their software to achieve that encryption certification. Plus, the city is currently at the maximum amount of backup space, 10 terabytes, and so they have gone out and received a bid and they are going to go with EMC. They have a contract with the state, and not only will this be encryption certified, but it will also increase our recovery size to 49 terabytes, which is a lot. And apparently it's much easier to manage, and the restoration from backup will be quicker and more reliable. That's where we are. Now, they did not have the contract last week when we discussed it, and we still do not have the contract. And you can see the actual contract. And that may not be available for a period of time, a week, couple weeks, sometime. So with that introduction then, to the council for any comment or action.
Mayor, maybe I can add a
Yes,
comment as
please
well,
do,
might help
Mr.
that.
Pine.
So first off, I've been informed that that contract won't be available till the end of the month, so it's a
Oh.
little bit longer than a week
Oh,
or
thank
a
you.
few days. So there's that to consider. And then the second is just maybe a suggestion for course of action. Council could choose to handle this one of two ways. One, you could adopt the resolution, which actually just gives us permission to make the purchase, but doesn't necessarily approve the contract itself, and we could bring back that contract for examination, which is sort of a redundant step. So what I would recommend doing is just continuing the item to a date uncertain until we actually have the contract, and then we'll bring it back and include it in the packet.
Okay.
Okay. Mayor, I'd move for continuance of Resolution 16-107 until we have the contract.
Second.
It's properly before us. Any discussion to that motion? Any further comments? Seeing none, to our recorder for the vote.
Councilman Nordfeld?
Yes.
Councilman Christensen?
Yes.
Councilman Bueller?
Aye.
Councilwoman Lang?
Yes.
And Mayor Bigelow?
Aye.
Motion for continuance passes.
Okay, thank you very much. Next, we have Resolution 16-108. This is for the city to enter into a contract with a wrecker towing and impound services, Cal Brown Towing. And this is something the city has been doing for a while. And of course, there are situations where we're required to have towing services available, and that is put out for bid, and this is the one that met the requirements that were placed at the lowest cost. And so that is the contract that is before us. Fairly routine, been doing it before. So with that introduction to the council.
Mayor, I have a couple of comments and then I'll make a motion.
Okay.
When this subject was discussed last week, I had some questions. Those have been answered, and I'd like to share what I have learned. First of all, this is not our only towing contract. There's a rotational tow contract or rotational call for other companies to be of service to us as needed for car accidents and so forth. My other question was, what about reimbursement? Should there be insurance, AAA, roadside service, things like that? Would the company be collecting from us and from the insurance company? And I've been assured that that is not the case, that we pay the company last, only if we had to have the car removed and there's no other funding for that tow. So that is a satisfactory answer to me on that question. I also had some citizen input, resident input, requesting better cleanup of the road when there is an accident. And I spoke to a tow truck driver who doesn't work in West Valley much. He works in South Salt Lake and Salt Lake City, and asked why there's often debris left on the road after a car crash. They've got the traffic stopped and he's picking up the car and he's got his broom and everything. And he told me that it's usually that the police are in a hurry and don't want to secure the road for him to be able to clean it up. And he said that the highway patrol is the worst at that. They don't want to close a lane of traffic so that he can get some debris off the road. And so I would just mention that we would want as much probably cleanup work as could safely be done, and hope that that would be the case, and we could do a better job of that with our police department, although that's not certainly before us tonight. With those comments, I would move that we approve Resolution 16-108.
Okay.
Second.
Motion is properly before us. I would also just add a comment. Certainly there is an issue of keeping traffic open, but debris on the road can often cause accidents and further damage to people's vehicles and tires. And so we do hope that that is an issue that is monitored by our officers as well, just to make sure that we keep our, apart from the aspect of keeping our roads clean, it is a safety issue. So with that, any further comments? Seeing none, then to our recorder for a vote.
Councilwoman Ling,
Yes.
Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Nordfeld,
Yes.
and Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. I do not believe there's a need for an executive session. That concludes our agenda items. Any final comments from the council? If not, I'm glad you all had a safe 4th of July weekend and made it back here. With that then, our final motion, please.
Motion to adjourn?
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes unanimously. We're adjourned.